And and the Boxing Hall of Fame, the International Boxing Hall of Fame, were announced. The inductees were announced, and Lennox Lewis, the top of that list.
Yeah.
Which of course, well deserved. Like, talk about real quickly about Lennox's legacy to you and how he ranks with the great heavyweight champions.
Lennox's legacy, I think, is going to be that he sort of cleaned up the tail end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
He never fought Riddick Bowe, and I thought that was the one glaring weakness on his resume. He fought an old Tyson. He fought an aging Evander Holyfield. I think, the first fight that he had with Evander Holyfield, which obviously he won, I thought that might have been his finest hour.
Right, and then the second fight, Holyfield won the second one.
And I actually had Holyfield winning the second fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was his finest moment.
Yeah, right.
But, tossed in there, you had a couple of clunkers. You had the Oliver McCall fight.
Mm-hmm.
You had the
Hassan Rahman.
The loss to Rahman. You had the Ray. Ray Mercer gave him fits.
Yeah.
You had the Vitaly Klitschko fight, which is the one that he went out on.
Oh God.
That he stopped him on cuts, but he was losing. He was losing on the scorecards.
That's right. That's right.
But I think he'll go down in history as one of the best fighters of this era. I don't know if he goes on on the list very high as one of the all-time great boxers, great heavyweights.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a long list when you look down history. But I think he's in the conversation with like the top 20.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think Evander Holyfield, for all of his accomplishments, goes ahead of him.
I absolutely agree.
And I think I think that Lennox Lewis goes ahead of Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for this particular era, it's just he's probably going to be marked by the one guy that he didn't fight, whom he beat in the Olympics for the gold medal, and that was Riddick Bowe.
That's right. He knocked out Riddick Bowe.
Yeah.
Actually, because supposedly Riddick Bowe, I think Riddick Bowe had some weight issues, I believe, or he was sick or something like that. I think that last match or whatever, he wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
Actually, so that's the thing, and it's Riddick Bowe. If he really put the work in, and if he was consistent, I mean, he could fight inside, outside. He was the most offensively diverse heavyweight we saw.
Yeah. I've often said, if you could have put Evander Holyfield's heart and work ethic inside of Riddick Bowe, you would have had the greatest heavyweight fighter ever.
Yes.
Because of what you said, he could fight inside, he could fight outside. He could box, he could bang.
Had a chin, had a good chin.
Had a great set of whiskers. But he just couldn't control his weight, and he was completely undisciplined when he wasn't fighting. I think there's probably only one fight where he was just in terrific shape, and that was the first Holyfield fight.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then also, too, it's interesting, the second Galata fight, like physically, he looked great, but losing all that weight,
right?
At the like pretty much, because I think it was a 20-pound difference, I believe.
Right.
So yeah, that's not healthy, especially in the heavyweight division.
Yeah. No.
For sure.
But Lennox's career, I think he'll be known as as one of the better heavyweight champions, and certainly he'll rank up there with his era as probably toward the tail end the best. And now measured against what else is out there, he looks like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Considering what's out there right now, I mean he was he left, and when he left there was a huge void.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, and I love that Lennox sometimes had some very boring matchups, but I have to say that matchup against Vitaly, I mean, that was the best heavyweight fight of the decade.
Yeah.
I mean, they were swinging on each other. Definitely.
Yeah.
He took Vitaly very lightly. He definitely
did, and he didn't look like he trained at all for that fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think in his head at that point, he was sort of out of the game.
Right.
I think he had just decided that. He was at the tail end. He had accomplished whatever it is that he wanted to accomplish, and he was on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some recent talk about him talking to HBO about coming back. I know he's been sparring with Audley Harrison, so that's sparked some of this talk. But
Lennox shouldn't do it. He should.
Yeah, now that he's going in the Hall of Fame, he needs to just sit down and concentrate on broadcast.
And he's improving in that arena.